Organizational structure. Businesses can be very complex organizations with many hundreds or thousands of people working in them in many different roles. In order to manage their resources effectively, businesses must have clear organizational structures in place. Organizational structures include the different relationships between people in an organization. For example, in some cases, an employer might want to have a formal relationship between people in the organization, or in others it might be more relaxed. This happens in everyday life too. Think about any organization that you're a part of. Do you call the other people by their first names? Do you call them by their title? What about the other members themselves? Do they call each other Mrs. D, Dr. X, or Mr. M, or do they refer to each other by their first names? How do they refer to the person leading the organization? Different levels in a business are referred to as hierarchies. A hierarchy occurs where people are given some sort of title or rank that signifies their importance in the organization. All businesses have employees working at different levels of responsibility. At the bottom, a business depends on its operatives to produce the products or services. Team leaders often perform the day-to-day management role, with operational managers setting direction and strategy for the business as a whole. The number of employees in each level will depend on the business's organizational structure. It is important to determine who takes responsibility for decision-making, who reports to who, and who to blame when things mess up, or who gets the pat on the back if things go well. There are 3 typical organizational structures. They are known as hierarchical, flat, and matrix. A hierarchical structure is typical in large companies, where each level of employee reports upwards and each level has a narrow span of control. The downside of this type of structure is that it can often lead to significantly slower communication and decision-making. A flat organizational structure has much less levels of hierarchy and wider spans of control. This means employees at each level can communicate with managers more easily and quickly. However, this usually means that workers take more responsibility for decision-making. The benefits of this are that it may encourage a more dedicated and motivated workforce. Typically, this type of structure is used in small businesses and startups. A benefit of this structure is that it allows the business to change rapidly to respond to the market, customer, or competitors. However, this only applies if the staff are well trained and are actually capable of making the changes. Lastly, a matrix structure gathers employees who hold the relevant expertise in order to help the business to meet its goals. The people selected come from different levels and departments within the business. The structure can be used in both hierarchical and flat organizations and are typically used for specific projects. Individual team members may come from different parts of the business, regardless of their usual location in the hierarchy. Obviously, once a project is over, the matrix will be disbanded.